Are we live? Welcome to another edition of I'm Chris. Oh shoot, just my opinion podcast. Uh, Episode I believe it's 21 or 22, but nevertheless I'm the best. Uh, if you've been following my channel, or if you're new to my channel, first of all, if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscription button, the notification bell, and share this content with your friends, family, and followers. I've been covering, well, basically talking about uh, Tasha K and Cardi's B. Cardi B took Tasha K to court, uh, and I've been covering it for the past couple of, I say about the past couple of days. Uh, this was introduced last week, and I've just been sharing it to my audience. What what I've read in articles, several articles, video clips about how the proceedings are going between Cardi B and Tasha K. If you're new to this, basically Cardi B took Tasha K to court. Uh, basically, she took her to court, basically filing charges. The case is about this Tasha K, who's an internet blogger on YouTube, a YouTube personality, and basically Tasha K had been saying a lot of stuff in her videos and her live streams that was false information, slander. Cardi B, her legal team, her PR firm, all of them have been trying to let Tasha K know that all these things that she was saying was not true. And she asked Tasha K and her studio and her company to take down these videos or edit them or whatever you have to do. And Tasha K refused to do that. And now here we are, Cardi B taking Tasha K to court. And breaking news, yesterday, Cardi B won her fight against Tasha K. Now I'm going to talk to you guys what she won, how much she won from Tasha K, and moving forward, how Tasha K is going to, uh, where she's going to go from here, as well as YouTube. The majority the majority of her audience comes from YouTube. She talks about how she done reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, even though she has an audience on Twitter and Instagram. Uh, but her main audience is going to be on YouTube, and she's also been talking about this website that she's promoting. It's a subscription service, and she basically is trying to get everyone over there. She's doing fairly well there. But basically, I'm going to tell you guys in a nutshell what's going to potentially happen moving forward as far as Tasha K uh, making content for YouTube. Let's get into the case. Cardi B Cardi B won against Tasha K for mental suffering. The court found Tasha K liable for that. Um, here's a term a lot of people are not really talking about, but cyberbullying, where they have demonstrated on numerous occasions through these court proceedings how Tasha K comes off as a bully, and just saying false stuff. She even said on the stand that she knew these accusations were false, but she knew that she can get the most traffic, the most attention, and she was getting paid off of all the lies she was spewing for the past couple of years, obviously from this court proceeding. And I got this sense, not only from the court proceedings, but also um, the history between Tasha K and Cardi B. I feel like it's a one-way situation. I think Tasha K really despised Cardi B. I think Tasha K was very envious of Cardi B. And like I said, this was a one-way situation. And it was no malice towards Cardi B, even though they tried to, Tasha K's legal team tried to submit an evidence or an argument against Cardi B about the things she said on social media, about her view, try to turn her into a racist, particularly against the Black community. And I was going, when I was watching this, I was going like, well, watching this, when I was listening to this, and when people were making this case for Tasha K, I was going like, this has nothing to do with you and Tasha K. I mean, you and Cardi B. It has little to do with you and Cardi B. And I feel like it was a one-way situation. Now, Tasha K is going to, Cardi B won the case. Tasha K is going to have to pay. Now, people are throwing like a lot of figures up in the air. And I will remind people that the numbers are going to be, they're not the accurate numbers until the judge makes his ruling on it. But as of what we know right now, people are thinking it's going to be in the upwards of $1 million. Also, Tasha K is responsible for not only paying for her legal team, which I feel like Tasha K, is not too happy with her legal team. I feel like her legal team was not overqualified. It just wasn't qualified when you compare it to Cardi B's legal team. But hey, you get what you pay for, all right? And she's going to also is responsible for paying Cardi B's legal team, as well as all of the medical documents and things of that nature. So, and the experts and things of that nature. Tasha K is going to have a huge, hefty bill. Now, really goes by who you believe. A lot of people think it's going to be up in the 5 million mark, the 10 million mark. I really don't know until the judge makes his ruling. I already know, just knowing coming in this morning, Tasha K, those are the three things Tasha K is going to have to pay for. I feel like it's going to be more, but we're going to have to wait and see until the judge reaches ruling. Now, I have heard the argument of a lot of people. Really doesn't matter which side of the fence you are with Tasha K. If you're for Tasha K or you're against Tasha K, a lot of people are making this argument that essentially Tasha K paid Cardi B for her to promote her brand, Tasha K's brand, and Tasha K's YouTube channel. Like, this instantly gives her fame, and this instantly gets her more subscribers. And if it gets her more subscribers, it's going to get her more views. A lot of people really did not know who was Tasha K. The gossip world know who Tasha K was. People that are in celebrity gossip in that community knew who Tasha K was, but anything outside of that, no one really knew of Tasha K. Tasha K is not on the same level as an Entertainment Tonight or whatever, TMZ, whatever. She wasn't on, but now this propels her to those realms. So a lot of people are saying, in essence, even though Tasha K lost, Tasha K won as far as her popularity. And to that, I say this. A lot of people seem to forget, particularly with social media, everyone seems to forget about Alex Jones, how he was pretty much banned from social media. There have been a lot of situations where social media influencers, content creators, just influencers, people that speak or talk, have a different opinion. How did that work for them when they're when they're popular, but they're not allowed to use these platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And like Alex Jones, he has to resort to going to his website. So yes, she can, if you want to look at it, if you want to utilize that argument and say, well, technically, even though Tasha K won in the biggest picture, Cardi B won as well, because now there's more eyeballs on her, and she gets more popularity because of this. If you want to look at it that way, fine. If you want to look at it that way. But how is this going to affect her moving forward? And I feel like YouTube is going to really do a lot of house cleaning, particularly when you label this as cyberbullying. This really has no place on YouTube. Remember now, YouTube has just gotten over the ad apocalypse, where a lot of big time corporations removed their ads from YouTube because there was a lot of videos that were a lot of ads that were placed on a lot of videos that was deemed not family friendly, and YouTube had to do a whole lot of house cleaning, had to change their terms of service, and they had to suspend, ban channels, delete videos, all that jazz to make YouTube family friendly. So the corporate world, corporate America, would begin to start playing those ads, and YouTube getting that ad money from these corporations, these big time corporations. Now, there's still a lot of corporations that are still on the outside looking in, wondering, have YouTube fully clean up their act, so to speak, even though it's not really the fault of YouTube. But YouTube is responsible for this type of material, and they're just now getting their heads sort of above water with the ad apocalypse. Now, YouTube, they're not playing, and I feel like this is what's going to happen moving forward with Tasha K and YouTube, and how this affects YouTube's bottom line. This is going to send a lot of bad press for YouTube, and I feel like they have already felt a lot of bad press from this lawsuit that Cardi B is has placed on Tasha K. Not to mention the fact, I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, a lot of celebrities have YouTube channels. And YouTube is encouraging celebrities to make channels and to make content on YouTube. And it's sort of like the transformation with OnlyFans. It was one point in time where OnlyFans wanted to change their identity instead of selling adult content. And that's what really got OnlyFans on and popping. Now OnlyFans is trying to have a new facelift and welcoming content providers from all other social media applications, celebrities, A-list, B-list, C-list celebrities to make content exclusively for OnlyFans, where it's not adult content. And there was a point of time where OnlyFans was going to take down those popular accounts on OnlyFans that promote adult content, and they was going to transition into sort of like a YouTube, but it's going to be a paid subscription because they wanted the ad revenue that YouTube is flourishing in, sort of, and they want to and OnlyFans always wanted to be a YouTube in the first place since the beginning, and there was a huge situation where they were saying, okay, we want to transition, or we want to step away from the adult content and move more, like into like the reality world and having celebrities have make content for OnlyFans that is not adult content but family friendly, and then that way we can monetize that content, get ads placed around that content, and we can make money that way. That was the main argument for OnlyFans, and that's why a lot of people that made adult content on OnlyFans was upset with OnlyFans because the people that were making that content was making OnlyFans was getting popular from that. Okay, because that was literally the only place where people can make adult content there and make money off of that. Okay, now I know that's a long-winded argument. I apologize, but this is what I'm getting at. The gist of what I'm getting at. YouTube has just now gotten their heads sort of above water with the ad apocalypse. Like I said, they done changed a lot of things, and I feel like and they have deleted a lot of channels out there for the past 6 to 9 months that had less that did less. The content provider did less. Like the EDP 445, no matter, even though I feel like he was a child predator and they caught him live doing that, legally he did not do nothing wrong because he did not do it around, they didn't work in the conjunction with law enforcement, and that's the reason why he has not been charged, or he's not going to jail, or they're not going to place charges on him because of that situation. Now, if law enforcement was working with that YouTube channel, then yes, EDP 445 will be he will be facing some legal charges. But even though he wasn't charged with anything, when YouTube saw the evidence for themselves, the video evidence, even though technically he didn't do nothing legally wrong, he did demonstrate that at that particular time he was doing some devious things, and YouTube decided to delete both of his channels. He tried to create another channel, and YouTube deleted that channel as well. Now, there have been copycat channels of EDP 445. The real big time ones, the real successful ones, they have been deleted as well. But if you get my point, he did not do nothing wrong. There's nothing legally, like he's been in court and he's been convicted of being a child predator and all that stuff. They convict him on that particular video, and that particular video did not help him as far as him continuing being a content provider on YouTube. Now, this guy has been floating around all other social media platforms, and Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, all of them has banned him as a content provider there. Therefore, he couldn't make no money. And the struggle is real for EDP 445. I think now he was trying to work. He was trying to work for Chuck E. Cheese. Someone found out. He got fired there. Uh, he also tried to be a content provider on a lot of other social media applications that may not be as popular as YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or even Twitter, and he got banned there as well. And now I think he's a driver for Lyft, and someone found out, and now he got his Lyft account suspended there as well. But you see, uh, a lot. The point I'm getting at is a lot of these social media applications are in unison of not allowing EDP 445 to utilize their apps, even though criminally he didn't do nothing wrong. He wasn't convicted of anything, but if you look at the video, obviously he was doing some devious acts. All right, and he didn't have to go to court for social media to just to make their own decision. He's not going to be allowed to flourish and utilize social media, and that's the point I'm getting at. And you got the Alex Jones, and you got that point, that example, and the example I'm trying to make with Tasha K has been found liable in this court proceeding. And I feel like a lot of social media applications are going to use that conviction to come to their determination of the possibility of banning her account, and for her not to make any other accounts. Now, this can go one of two ways. Tasha K could be either suspended by YouTube for maybe a year or two. Some people think that she should get suspended as long as as Cardi B has been trying to fight this and to take her to court, which has been, I believe it's been 2.5 or maybe 3 years. People feel like she should be suspended there. But let me tell you something, folks. If you are a content provider, I don't care how popular you are, how successful you are, if try to not make content for 2 weeks and see what happens to your viewership. Your viewership is pretty much gone. If you're not constantly making content for your YouTube channel, I don't care how popular you are, how successful you are, how many subscribers you have. People, the majority of your people have pretty much moved on because you haven't made content in 2 to 3 weeks. All right. Now, imagine Tasha K not being able to do any live streams, make any videos or any of that stuff on YouTube for 3 years, and see if that the majority of her audience is going to come back when she is allowed to make content. See what happens there. Essentially, you're better off just starting off with a new channel. Now, there's a lot of I made several examples of people who done far less and got their channels banned from YouTube, and those people were not even allowed to create channels on YouTube. All right, and here we have Tasha K doing celebrity gossip, who said falsified lies, knew that they were lies, and even stated even they had evidence in court that she didn't even care that they were lies. As long as she was getting views and money, that's all she cared about. And quote, Cardi B has enough money to get to get mental health, to see a psychiatrist, and like basically she just didn't care how this affected Cardi B. I feel like this is going to be real damaging for Tasha K moving forward as far as continuing to work in conjunction with YouTube. And I feel like Cardi B or someone in her team or maybe her husband probably got into her ear maybe months ago, years ago, and talking about we need a plan B or a smooth transition into something else. And that's why she's been heavily promoting on YouTube and on all her social media platforms that she's having a subscription. She's doing a subscription service on her own website. Okay. And she's been promoting that for the past couple of years. And I feel like they feel like that this is going to be real ugly for her as far as YouTube goes. And I'm not 100% sure on this, don't quote me, but I feel like Tasha K is pretty much done on YouTube. I think she's pretty much done on YouTube. Now, how done she is she so done to the fact that even if she hops on her Winos channel, will that be still active? I don't think it's going to be active. Is it done to the point of she can start all over again? I'm not sure about that, but you have to put that as a possibility. I feel like she's pretty much done on other social media devices such as Instagram and Facebook. Instagram and Facebook is pretty much the same entity. And I think she's pretty much done there. I think other platforms are going to be late to the party. And they're either going to ban her or suspend her. But no one knows ultimately how this is going to affect Tasha K. We're all guesstimating. I'm guesstimating. All right. But I do feel like she is done on YouTube because of the other examples I have used. And it's not only the Cardi B case. She has a track record on YouTube where she has uh, demonstrated this with other content providers on YouTube. She has she has arguments with other content providers on YouTube. So they're going to look at her track record. They're also going to look at have her videos been striked, have her videos been pulled down, have people been complaining about her channel. They're going to go through her channel with a fine-tooth comb, and it really depends. Now, the jury, when it was in deliberations, came to the judge and asked the judge, well, when we come to our conclusion, is the discussion of Tasha K has to legally take those videos down, is that on the table? And the judge said, as of right now, that is not on the table. And for them to deliberate so fast, they deliberated faster than making a ham cheese sandwich. Okay, that's how fast they came to their conclusion. It was to the point of they was already to this juncture days ago. They just wanted this to be over with. So, also in other news, Tasha K is not pleased with her legal team. She threw a lot of her legal team under the bus. She did not look like a cooperative witness when she took the stand, and even her own legal team had a hard time maneuvering her to save herself. They was throwing life preservers out there, and Tasha K refused to even take the life preserver. She was just still drowning. Okay. I mean, even though that's preparation, preparing, and it, your legal team and yourself has to go somewhere and prepare. And I feel like that's a combination of not, being prepared enough, and also dealing with Tasha K's emotional she gets very emotional, she gets very upset, and when she gets upset and emotional, she gets very disrespectful. At one point she was sending a warning to Tasha K, to Cardi B's representative saying, I'm trying to do my best to respect you, but don't get to the point where I'm gonna have to disrespect you. Like Tasha K feels like she's on live streams. This is how much social media has intoxicated Tasha K, because in the real world, she's applying the social media rules into the real world, and it doesn't work that way. You're in court right now, okay? There are things you can't say or do, and if you do and say those things, all you're doing is making your argument weak and invalid, and it makes you look guilty. So she also was stumbling on her words. And y'all have to remember something. Before this trial, I was under the impression that Tasha K was a veteran with the mic. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what mic she's in front of. She can really be entertaining, informative, majority entertaining, and she can use that talent. I thought she was going to utilize that talent to sort of explain or have some type of explanation between her and Cardi B. And that was never demonstrated throughout this proceeding. Okay. Now, I wasn't actually there. A lot of people wasn't actually there, but when the transcripts come out, you can read them for yourself. And it felt like she was underqualified even taking a stand. She would make mistakes. She would stumble on her words. She would hit the mic several times. And a lot of people thought that was an ingenious strategy on her part. I didn't see it that way. You just got to saw the real Tasha K without the studio, without the lights, without the glitter, uh, without a script in front of her or on the telescreen. Uh, she's vulnerable. She's vulnerable, and she's not the same person that you see on social media. And I feel like she's more. Um, I feel like she could have been more talented if she was allowed to be more vulgar. She cusses a lot. She has she's extremely loud. Uh, and I felt like if she could have used some of those traits and applied it to her defense, even though I felt like that was not going to help her as well. That really, like I said earlier, traits like that, and I apologize for the noise in the background, traits like that really does not help you in a court of law. So the judge is going to, I don't know if it's going to be later on, maybe tomorrow. He's going to hand down the ruling what Tasha K is going to be responsible for. I know she's going to be responsible for paying for Cardi B's legal team, and that legal team looks like that's money. All right. That's a lot of money. That's a whole lot of money right there. So that's one thing she's going to be responsible for. Another thing she's going to be responsible for is the medical bills, the doctor bills, anything with psychiatrists and doctors testifying to help support Cardi B's case, even her own therapist. All those individuals, you have to pay those individuals. And now Tasha K is responsible for that bill. All right. Plus legal fees, court fees. She's gonna be responsible for that. So those are the three. Those are the several things I know for a fact she's gonna be responsible for. Now, it's punitive damages. Some people say it's gonna be like 300,000. I have heard some people say it's gonna be up to $1 to $2 to $3 million. I think Cardi B was suing her for $10 million. Whatever the case may be, I don't think she's going to get all of the $10 million. If you had to hold my feet to the fire to a amount, I can say it can range anywhere from $5 to $7 million. The judge is going to make it so where Tasha K is going to have to come out of her pockets. All right. I don't think if anything less than that, to me, either the judge feels sorry for Tasha K, and which I just don't see the judge being too soft on Tasha K, because even he had incidents with Tasha K. So it's going to be anywhere from $5 to $7 million. I don't think it's going to be $10 million. I don't think it's going to be $15 million. I feel like that's ridiculous money, but I do feel like it's going to be anywhere. They're going to utilize Tasha K as an example for other people out there that's doing this same practice. And I'm going to tell you guys something. A lot of people on YouTube that's into celebrity gossip and promoting false narratives and lies, and they don't do their due diligence, and they just say whatever's trending on social media. And everything on social media is not fact checked. Everybody says a lot of stuff, a lot of hot air on social media, and then you take it as the gospel and you take it to your platform and you said X, Y, and Z is this, and X, Y, and Z is that. And if that individual takes you to court and they have receipts saying, no, I don't have this, I don't do that, I'm not this, they're gonna hold you liable. Now you're gonna say, well, I got it off of social media. And a very good lawyer an average lawyer is going to say, well, did you Google? Did you do any research? Okay. Which throughout this whole court proceeding, Tasha K failed to do that. She talked about she had a friend that was a lawyer when they gave her the cease and desist letters, and she was trying to explain it away. Yes, she got those letters, but the reason why she didn't take action to those letters because a friend of hers who was a lawyer told her that this is some trumped up charges. The letters are false. They're not real. Okay. Basically trying to put the blame on her friend lawyer. But which once again, Tasha K didn't rehearse a lie, or which I feel like it was a lie. Let's just go ahead and call it for what it is. It was a lie. It was a bold-faced lie. She just thought that it was going to be a one and done. They're going to say, oh, okay. But anybody that's above average intelligence is going to ask you, well, what's your friend's name? And she said, oh, I forgot my friend's name. I forgot her address and things of that nature. And that even incriminates Tasha K. Tasha K even threw her own husband under the bus, and her own husband was throwing Tasha K under the bus, talking about the different companies and the studio and who has ownership. Is he the president or he's the owner? He claims he's a 50-50 partner with Tasha K. But Tasha K makes all the decisions, even though this is not bound on contract, but I guess verbally they said that Tasha K, she does all, as far as how the company's going to operate. Tasha K, it really depends on Tasha K what direction she's going to. All right. And also, they're also going to be facing. Now, I feel like there's going to be other charges down the road. Tasha K is going to have to deal with the perjury charges. The husband may face some charges on his companies. Some of those companies may not be legit. They fought, and they're now let's just allegedly. This is allegedly. A lot of those corporations are falsifying how much money that they make on these companies. So that's something later on down the road. It really does not have anything in conjunction with Tasha K versus Cardi B, but it does have more to do with Tasha K and her husband and Keebler Studios and things of that nature. All right. So this is going to be monumental. This is going to be huge for content providers who want to continue to make a living on social media spewing Hollywood gossip moving forward. I think it's really going to change the playing about that. I feel like there's going to be rules put in place that's not going to happen automatically when the judge makes uh, his ruling. But I feel like over time you're going to slowly but surely see a lot of things change in the terms of agreements with YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They're going to have rules put in place in their terms of services where you cannot do this. And people are fast on this cyberbullying, because a lot of people have lost their lives because of cyberbullying. A lot of people are just not mentally strong enough to handle that type of stuff that you do. And I feel like this is going to, for content providers, they're going to have to maneuver a little bit safer, a little bit better. They're going to have to really Google and do their research and things of that nature, particularly if you say falsified stuff that you pick up from the internet, but you don't do any research behind it. You just go ahead and just spew what you hear. Also, I feel like this is going to affect people that may not be a content provider on none of these social media platforms, but they're simply, we call them trolls. All right. And I feel like that's going to but I feel like that's later on down the road. I feel like to get rid of this type of behavior, you have to cut the head, you have to cut the head off the snake. And there's a lot of content providers who promote this type of behavior. And YouTube, Instagram, all the social media platforms, they're going to change their terms of services. And they're going to be real hard on individuals that way, that have that type of content. And it trickles itself down to their fans and to their trolls. All right. Even though, and there's a possibility that they can get punished as well. But yeah, that's all I got for this trial. Like I said, the last time I covered this, I told you guys I was going to only do the verdict. I wasn't going to do every day what I have read and what I've saw on video and things of that nature, and even research it. Because in YouTube, they're tripping on this. If you put Tasha K in your description or on your title, they're going to already deem your video as not family friendly. You can have no cuss words in it. No audio in it from the court, which you couldn't have audio from the court anyway, or audio from Tasha K. If you anything, even the picture of Tasha K, they're going to already label your video unfriendly for families. All right. So now it's not even going to be in the algorithm. And that hurts your video. And it's similar to what they did with R. Kelly. If you had R. Kelly in your title or in your description, they turned those videos as not friendly enough for family. And they did the same thing with Bill Cosby. Okay. So I've been even EDP 445. I think I'm pronouncing his name wrong. If you had his name in the description or in the title, they would automatically deem your video and say, well, this video, and you will have to do a manual review. They will have to review it. And after they review it, they'll go, oh, okay, there's the content that's in the video or in the live stream. There's no profanity. They're not saying anything that would be perceived as you having conversations that is not family friendly. All my videos are clean. I'm not cursing or anything. And it's not just me. A lot of content providers are even illustrating that. And a lot of content providers have stepped and moved away from these proceedings. This will be my 4th video on this subject. But yeah, so they have already, if you have Tasha K in your title or in your description, it's going to have that yellow check mark. All right, automatically. They're not even going to look at it. They're not even going to listen to it. They're not even going to look at it. They're just going to. So already, YouTube has already put in place in the algorithm anything that says Tasha K, they have already going to make those videos not, these videos are not family friendly. Okay. And I'm pretty sure Tasha K, she's not probably telling you guys this. Now, she said on social media she'll be back um doing her thing on her YouTube channel. I think she'll be back Thursday or Friday. Uh, something like that. Something to that extent. And you haven't heard a peep from Tasha K as far as her YouTube channel go. And I guarantee you, YouTube has dinged a lot of her videos. Not only the Cardi B stuff, but a lot of her videos. I guarantee you they've been dinged. Okay. And I guarantee you she's fighting a lot of strikes on those videos. And she's also going to be battling the fact with YouTube. Are they going to continue to allow her to make a living on YouTube or to even do content on YouTube? And I feel like I said earlier in this live stream, that should be put on the table as far as them banning both of her channels. And I made several examples to you guys of other content providers who've done far less than Tasha K, and their channels are already banned. Okay. And they're not even being allowed to start all over again and create another channel. They just go ahead and ban that channel. I made tons of examples that way as well. This does not look good for Tasha K. And I also talked about the argument of I don't know if these are people that are cool with Tasha K, that are fans of super fans of Tasha K. Well, whatever the case may be, a lot of people were making this argument. Well, technically, even though Tasha K lost this lawsuit, just think of the publicity in the press and how her brand has now reached the stratosphere of celebrity gossip. Tasha K's name and her brand is on the same level as TMZ, Entertainment Tonight, those types of shows. Wendy Williams. Now her name is up there. All right. And now people know of her. Now I'm gonna tell y'all a story after I finish with this and I'm done for the day. Even if you believe in that argument, and even if let's just say hypothetically it's true, just think of what she's going to end up owing Cardi B, how this affects her moving forward as far as social media. I feel like those two things are very important to Tasha K. And if she lose, she's already going to lose on the money front. But if she also loses where social media just come together like the Wonder Twins and activate and say, hey, look, we're going to also ban her channels, ban her accounts, and she won't have the ability to use any of those platforms. I think that's a risk. If she feels that way, if that was her master plan, then I just think that will be a dumb way of looking at stuff. Now, the story that I was going to tell you guys, there have been a lot of people that think that this lawsuit propelled her in the stratosphere of celebrity. She got all the clout for it. Now everyone knows her name. And one of the things, even she said this on a live stream, that could be a possibility as, the Wendy Williams, unfortunately, is not going to return back to her show. So they're looking for the next successor for Wendy Williams. And a lot of people feel like even though Tasha K name has been thrown around in a lot of circles, a lot of, in that stratosphere, no one knows who Tasha K is. Now, after this proceeding, people are talking about Tasha K as being the successor for Wendy Williams, all right, on her syndicated show. Here's where, now that's the speculation. I'm not saying it's the gospel. I'm not saying it's the truth. Do not run and take it to social media. Here's where I say, after this ruling, That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen now. It's not going to happen a year from now, maybe 2 or 3 years from now. Moves like that, you want to jump quick on them. And a lot of studios, a lot of networks are going to steer away from Tasha K, because as of right now, she's radioactive and she's a hot burning dumpster. Okay, no one wants to deal with Tasha K, have Tasha K on their platform. So I just do not see the logic in that argument. And yeah, so I'm done. That's my coverage of Tasha K. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to put it on a playlist, the Tasha K playlist. Y'all want to listen to all the older episodes, including this one. But like I told you guys, I didn't see this case lasting too long. So it's your boy, the host with the most. I do not brag or boast. Please be sure to hit the subscription button, the notification bell. Share this with your friends, family, and followers. I will see you guys when I see you. All right? Let's wait until the 51-minute mark. Oh, also, please, I'm challenging you guys. I need likes. Okay, I need likes. All right, so the more the merrier. Okay, it's your boy. I'm up out of here. Deuces.